Karma, the Dark World, finds you in a world of deceit and betrayal. Everything you know starts to be questioned, including your own identity. But is this game the real deal? Let's find out. Hey everybody, my name is Warwick and welcome to Warwick Reviews. Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Today, we're going to be checking out a game called Karma, the Dark World. And I do want to say a big shout out to Polar Studio and Y Productions for the review code. And what we're going to do here today, as we do with all my reviews, is go through the game basis of what it's all about, my thoughts and feelings, and anything else that may be of interest to you. But before we start, hi, thank you so much for watching. Again, my name is Warwick, and I don't just do reviews on this channel. Not that you won't find many reviews here, not just on TTRPGs or video games, but on products and all sorts, but also stream on Twitch, which is twitch.tv/Warwick, and also you find me on various socials where you may be. But like I said, we're going to get stuck in and let you know what I thought about Karma the Dark World. So let's begin. So Karma the Dark World is a first-person cinematic psychological horror game, which is set in 1984. That challenges you to investigate the deepest secrets of suspects' minds in a world of espionage and betrayal. What starts out as another case for Rome agent Daniel McGovern, it sees Daniel uncover a world of deceit and betrayal, where everything you know starts to be questioned, including your own identity. You explore a world under the iron grip rule of the Leviathan Corp, where employees are drugged to increase productivity and surveillance is widespread. You start playing this game. Well, actually, I will say, you actually start with a character that you're actually not sure who is. So you wake up suddenly in this room and you don't know where you are. You don't know what's going on. You have these wires and these machines connected to you, and you're trying to figure out what's going on. And it sort of establishes sort of the world around you, how the game works. So if you've played games like Laser Fear, especially, sort of you'll be sort of aware of how the game mechanic works, where it's very much sort of a cinematic type first-person game, where it's not about sort of running and shooting and stuff like that. It's actually sort of roaming, taking in what's going on around you, and exploring and trying to piece together what's going on. So you got sort of a small like prequel or pre-chapter to the game where you're playing this character, establishing what's going on, don't know what's going on. And by the way, playing the game, you don't really know what's going on. You try to piece it together, but honestly, there's a lot more questions as you go through. So don't worry if you feel like you're a bit lost straight away. So you're going through, looking at what's going on, seeing these sort of bodies and trying to piece together what's going on. You meet this character and you're being put into this chair. And next thing you know, you are in another world or another time that you're not sure if it's yours or someone else's. And you start with Daniel McGovern, who is a Rome agent for the Leviathan Corp, who, as I've said, is sort of the overall powers of this sort of fictional world, where big similarities to like 1984, the book, set in the same year as well. And so that sort of control of this sort of big power, sort of Big Brother-esque world. And you are an agent basically investigating thought crimes. So you're like the thought police. So you are on one of these cases where you're investigating something that's gone on and trying to piece the pieces together, and you are sort of being guided as you go. What I will say straight off the bat is the style of it is incredible. They've done an incredible job with sort of the Unreal 5 engine and just bring this world and this imagination to life. Like this, it feels like a brand new world, but also known world as well. So it has sort of that feel to it. Things don't quite seem right, and you always sort of question what's going on around you. And obviously that becomes more prominent when you start playing more of a game, when things start to unravel a little bit, let's put it that way. I'm sure you would know with these games, they always do. They never seem to go well. So you are investigating as Daniel and piecing things together, but things aren't quite going as right, as they never do in these types of games. And you notice sort of going in and out of consciousness or different worlds or different thoughts. Again, you don't know what's going on. You're trying to piece things together. You're just trying to sort of make sense of it. And it is very much focused on the exploration, sort of learning about the world around you, because that unlocks puzzles, get through the places. So there's like a puzzle, some locked drawers in desks, and you have to sort of work out through the documentation and sort of the world, how to get through. So that was one with a clock, and there was a bit of documentation saying, oh, I can't remember the password anymore because the clock painting's gone. So you can actually go through CCTV or their version of CCTV and see that the painting got moved, and you can actually see the time. And so you put that in and you work it out and you get the key to get through. I will say I'm not the best with puzzles. I love my Resident Evils and stuff, but sometimes I do struggle with puzzles. But I felt the puzzles made sense for what I got for the most part. There was a couple that I had to sort of think about it or maybe brute force a little bit. But for the most part, looking through documentation, making notes of things, it made sense and go, oh, okay. And I was able to put through that. With that as well, there's actually collectibles throughout this game. So it's not all dreary and sort of end of the world type stuff. It's actually collectibles, and so you have these like little trinkets, and which will have different puzzles on each one, and you have to work out on that what is the one corresponds to what you're looking for. And if you get it right, you get like a little trinket, and it's quite cool, nice little thing going on. You got a few collectibles, almost like Fallout or Resident Evil with the bobbleheads. So you got that there. That's not the main part, but that's a nice little side thing if you are looking around, sort of exploring. So like I said, you are playing as Daniel and you're going around, and as you can see through the footage, it's very sort of David Lynch style. Everything doesn't seem quite as it seems. You are hesitant to walk forward. You aren't very quick either. And you haven't got anything to defend yourself. So you feel quite exposed at times. And there are certain moments where you are, without obviously spoiling it too much because I want people to play this game, you do feel vulnerable and you have to sort of figure out what to do quickly to survive and keep going. As I said, you are sort of going through, you don't know what sort of time it is or what reality you are in. It's about trying to piece things together, not just for the job that you're doing, but also for yourself, because you're trying to figure out the truth, like what's going on. There seems to be things going on that seem to indicate maybe the path that you're following isn't the correct path, and maybe there's a power that be or a higher power that's trying to help you out. You got this sort of AI mother, this all-powerful mother, Leviathan sort of corp, sort of controlling things, and like, are they the main power? Are they the right power to follow? And so you are trying to piece sort of fragments of your memories or other people's memories, information around while trying to survive as well. We'll say is with the settings, it's actually a nice cool little feature. So with any game, I always try to cover the settings, and there seem to be nice set of settings here. Nothing too major, nothing too out of the ordinary, sort of basic settings. So like motion blur was features that you can turn off and on, which is great to see. I'm always a fan of that. I get motion sickness in playing certain games, especially when I watch people play games. So having that option to turn those things off is great. One of the big things as well with the audio is you can actually raise the voice level. So I feel like a lot of games, I don't know if it's age or just how games work or mixing, but it feels like a lot of times the audio or the voice audio always seems not that loud. And it never seems to be an option to sort of boost it and stuff. Not commonly anyway. A few games I've covered has that. I would like to say this game has it where everything is on set 80, but you can actually raise certain bits in your audio to like 100. And you got the other settings. So I play on PlayStation 5. There's no options to, that as I can see, to key bind, change keys on your controller. I didn't play PC. I'm guessing you would have that option, but I'm not 100% sure. So don't quote me on that. Not anything out of the ordinary with the settings, but what I did like is I did that before the game. When I started the game, there's actually a moment, there's built-in setting options. So it's built in the game. So you're going through and you got sort of the mother AI talking to you and stuff and sort of saying, oh, look at the images, and it's actually brightness calibration. Next one is like audio levels. You can actually change your audio levels there in the game, which I think is a really nice feature. Like it really immerses sort of the settings into the game, which is a really, really nice touch. So I like that a lot. And also it's nice to have that within the game, because sometimes you might miss the settings and you go in and it's like, oh, it's not how you want to play. So having those baked into the game was really cool. And yeah, I had a really, really cool time with this. It was really interesting. It got me really intrigued from the get-go. Like you wake up, you don't know what's going on as the player, but also yourself playing it as well. I always like sort of learning with the character, us learning together rather than a character I'm playing knows all this. I'm like, oh, okay, I have to catch up. It feels like, oh, okay, this is where I'm actually learning with the player itself, which is quite cool. And each step was sort of quite hesitant to take the step, I think. Not in a bad way, but just never felt at ease at any point. Like anytime you open the door or you look around, you're never sure what's going to be on the other side of the door. Like there's a moment where you have to turn on a light, and you turn on the light, it says, don't look behind you. Of course, when someone says, don't look behind you, what are you going to do? Look behind you. And then there seems to be a figure there and they disappear and stuff. Obviously, maybe a bit of a trope. I've played a lot of horror games, but the fact is that at any point, things may not work as you think they would. You go through a door, you go through a room, suddenly you feel like in like a David Lynch movie or something, going through what's going to be around this corner. And then you go through a door, and then it's like with these mannequins moving sort of every time you leave a room. The room changes, and it's like, okay, one wrong door, one wrong step, that's it. That's it, game over. And yeah, I just had a really good time. I'm really interested in the story. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. I feel they've really made a great job with the story and sort of world building. I think that's a really, really, really good thing about this game. And obviously the team at Pollard Studio made a big focus on making this sort of cinematic cycles, your horror game that sets you and makes you feel like you're never at ease. And with the Unreal 5 engine, they've been able to bring this to life in incredible detail. Some of the set designs in this game is something I've never experienced in a game or even movie, and to bring that to life and be playing it is absolutely fantastic. And yeah, that's my thoughts of Karma the Dark World. I really want people to check it out. Again, it's on Steam, PlayStation 5 and Xbox. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Again, my name is Warwick and I mainly stream on Twitch, which is twitch.tv/Warwick. Also, I do reviews like this and also on TTRPGs, on products and all sorts. And also you might be finding me on any socials where you may be. Big shout out again to Wild Productions and Pollard Studio for the review code. And thank you for watching. Please take care and we'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.